This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Good morning and welcome to All Saints by the Seas Digital Children's Chapel. I'm Reverend Amy, and while I miss being able to be with you all in person, I'm so glad that we can be together in this digital format. If you are able, I ask you to find a candle in your house and have a grown-up who's with you help you light the candle as we get started with Children's Chapel. Each week we light the candle as a reminder that God's light is shining in our world, in the dark places, and those places where we're afraid, in those places where we're sad, in those places where there's joy and happiness and fun and love. God's light is shining everywhere, and this light is a symbol of God's light. So let's go ahead and light our candle with the grown-ups' help. And now it's time to say our prayers. So why don't you center your hands in front of your heart to help us center ourselves for our prayer. And we'll take in 3 deep breaths, in through our nose and out through our mouth. I like to close my eyes when I do it. So if you'd like to do that, you can as well. Let's take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. 1, 2, 3. And now repeat after me. God be in my head and in my thinking. God be in my eyes and in my seeing. God be in my ears and in my hearing. God be in my mouth and in my speaking. God be in my heart and in my loving. Amen. And now we're going to hear the story for today. Our story today comes from the Read Aloud Bible Stories Volume 1. And the story is called The Man Who Was Too Little. Zacchaeus was too little. He was too little to reach high things. He was too little to see over big things. One day, Zacchaeus almost didn't get to see Jesus because he was too little. Jesus is coming down the street, somebody said. Let's go out and see him. Now, Zacchaeus wanted to see what Jesus looked like. So when other people hurried outside, Zacchaeus hurried too. The street was full of daddies and mommies and grandmas and grandpas and uncles and aunts and girls and boys and friends, all wanting to see Jesus. Here he comes, a man shouted. Here comes Jesus. I see him. I see him. Can you see up in that corner where Jesus is? Zacchaeus tried to see too. First he looked this way, then he looked that way. But there were too many people and Zacchaeus was too little. He couldn't see Jesus at all. What shall I do? Thought Zacchaeus. I know, I'll run and climb the big tree. Then I can see him. Too little Zacchaeus started to run. Go, Zacchaeus, go fast. He came to the tree. Climb, Zacchaeus, climb fast. Now Zacchaeus was up high. He could see the daddies coming and the mommies and the grandmas and the grandpas and the uncles and the aunts and the girls and the boys and the friends. And then what? Zacchaeus saw Jesus. Jesus stopped at the big tree. He looked up right at Jesus. He looked up right at Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus, he said, hurry, come down. I'm coming to your house. Jesus said to Zacchaeus. Well, too little Zacchaeus did hurry. He went down that tree fast, and then happy Zacchaeus took Jesus home for dinner. I wonder what your favorite part of that story was. Why don't you tell somebody who's with you right now? I like a lot of things about the story myself. I like that none of us are too little to see Jesus and for Jesus to want to spend time with us and take time to be with us and care about us. Nobody is too little or unimportant for Jesus to care about. The other thing I really like about this story, though, is that Jesus goes to Zacchaeus' house for dinner. And did you know that we can have Jesus with us at dinner every night? When we stop before our dinner and we say a blessing and we thank God for the food at our table, we invite Jesus to be with us in that meal. Thank you for being here and listening to the story together. Let's sing a song about how good God is, shall we?
The story tells us about how good God is. Let's sing about that together. God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. He's so good to me.
was a wonderful story. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm Chaplain Allison, and I'm really glad that you're worshiping with us today. I'm here in my backyard with my chickens and my dog Waffles. So we're going to get ready to have our closing prayer. So let's put our hands in prayer position and have 3 deep breaths in and out to help us get settled in prayer position. That's 1. So let's go another deep breath in and out and in and out. Okay. Help me, Lord, to love you more than I've ever loved before. In my work and in my play, God be with me through the day. Amen. And now it's time to change the light. Remember, we light the candle to represent God's light here with us. And when we blow the candle out, it doesn't mean that God's light and God's love go away. It means that it goes everywhere, and it's inside of us also. So let's watch the light as it goes. There it goes. It's moving everywhere. So, thank you for worshiping all of us here today. And now let's sing a song.
The candle reminds us that God's light is always within us, and we can let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it